one thing I'd just like to mention very quickly is that I do realize that the last about 3-4 minutes of my last video are horrifically desynced. I'll talk about it more in the comments. Suffice to say, nothing really makes up for it, except that I will not be allowing it in the future, and I am very sorry if the quality puts you off. That said, and not in like a way that I think you're stupid for, just, you know, I'm sorry. But, not wanting to get too caught up on that, this is actually my second time through this section, so I should be able to do it a little bit faster. So you found the crown, right? If I were you, I might just want to run away with it. I did. I tried. I guess the ceremony's been cancelled, but why? Because the prince is a big fat duty head. If we could lay claim to such a man as you, I can't imagine our king's relief. I could. It would be so relieving. Commercials would be made. I knew it! There were monsters in the basement. Good thing I didn't say yes to a date there. Look, the guy who invited you for a date there is a loser. Come on, tell her, Tia. Well, people walk into each other. You, who are you? You are quite different from the others. I can sense it. Who are the others? Are you talking to people again, old man? I thought I told you not to do that. Oh, Abel? You went out to the small shrine in the north again. Small shrine, huh? Important, huh? When the ceremony was cancelled, Abel went to the shrine in the north. It's dangerous. Hope he's okay. He will be. Before I get to him. But, let's get going up to the north, to that shrine, so that we can get a move on. What do you say, huh? Alright. I have to agree with you. So, oh, what shall I do? What's the matter, NPC with a unique sprite? From the intro? I'm from the town of Tanville, north of here. I came to Sundleton to do some shopping. I finished shopping and wanted to go home, but I couldn't find the key to the small shrine's door. I won't be able to return to Tanville. My brother is probably worried about me. Abel took the door key and went to the cave. I told him he can't treat the key like a toy. He still doesn't come back. I'm starting to worry. Abel used the door key for treasure hunting game. I said we shouldn't, but... Let me through! I have to save the world! Sigh. This is the last actual dungeon that doesn't really reference the main plot. After this dungeon, we'll finally start hitting the main plot in stride. There will still be side stuff that's not as important to it, such as the dungeon immediately after, but, not too bad. Also, you might notice the graphic quality improved. I was recording at a really bad ratio, aspect-wise. Sorry. Are you Abel, by any chance? Yeah? What is it? I came here to find the key you've taken. Oh, that. The key is... What's wrong? The key is... Your grandpa was so upset. He said you shouldn't treat that key as a toy. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. Give me the key right now. But... What is it? Come on! Hey, Maxim? Doesn't work that way. Would you tell me what really happened? I won't get upset at you. Please? A huge monster suddenly appeared and I was so freaked out I threw a key at it. And that monster took the key and went inside the dungeon. Okay, I understand. Don't worry, we'll find the key for you. Really? Yes, so promise me you're not going to do this again, okay? I promise. And I'll apologize to Grandpa, too. That a boy. Now this place is dangerous, so go back to your grandfather's. I will. Please be careful. You're so good with kids, Tia. I'm just prepared, that's all. Of course. If only he could understand what I meant by that, I wouldn't be so frustrated. What's on your mind, Tia? Oh, nothing. Let's go, Maxim. So with that out of the way, we're back to another dungeon with some more tricky traps than before. Over there is, as you can see, some arrows we can drop down from. Remove that. Or we can do this the cool way. And get a high potion. You can actually come here and pick the treasures before you go through Aaaand's castle, and there's some benefits to it. You wouldn't be able to defeat the dungeon due to various reasons you'll see, but you would be able to do just about everything else, and then just have to walk in and do the very ending of it. But, it's kind of boring, truth be told. So why bother? You can go up in this direction first if you want to, but it's really not all that beneficial in any way, shape, or form. So, I don't particularly recommend it. That said, let's move on. This room is very unusual. the puzzle pretty much requires you to not want to fight enemies, which is fine. The way you have to do it is, if you do get an encounter with these guys, the reason I'm not cutting this is I have to show this. If you run away, they'll stay there. This is important, because you cannot beat this room if you kill all the enemies in here. And if you make it so there's 2 slots open, it's easy to get one stuck there, so you can run up, and then continue on. Which, obviously, is kind of the goal, isn't it? I find it so hilarious that you can charge Newt early in the game, but a Newt is a later game encounter. One of the oddities, really. I also love when you're fighting giant dragons, those arrows still work the same way. Which is really just my own morbid opinion, really. And this little spot gets us down to a puzzle that's pretty simple. You can push this one up and then the next one down, but, well, why bother? So much easier way? Wait, yeah. Okay, not doing what I just did actually is the easier way. So if you don't do that, it's a lot easier to do the way I'm thinking of. Okay, now it's impossible. Alright, use of the reset spell. So the real way you want to do this, good old reset spell, love you to death, is to push this way. This up, out of the way, and then go. You know, maybe I'm being a moron. Yeah. But then through here, we get a horse rock. Rocks are a very, very useful item, in that they go in the final equipment slot, as you can see right here. They raise various stats, and they all have an IP ability. Horse Rock gives you the power of a raging wild horse, or Frenzy. Attack enemy with an attack 1.5 times as powerful as normal. And what's not cool about that? Really? Rock on, right? So that said, Tia gets a good enough boost from it, but I like Maxim to get this one. Besides, look, Tia already has cloth armor and a long knifed. She got long knifed. She doesn't need to worry about anything else. It really sounds so absolutely terrible. Maybe you should just strong yourself so we don't think about that anymore. Good deal. Now let's take this out for revenge. Sweet, delicious revenge. Move that down. Move this out of the way. It's time to continue on. These are recolored moths, so we get to fight them. Go on screen. They have a new lovely, lovely, lovely ability. Which, yeah, makes me feel like using IP attacks on them. They can actually put you to sleep, and being physically attacked, unlike in some RPGs, does not guarantee you'll wake up. Which means that Tia might spend a good portion of this battle asleep. Which is why we're using some ice attacks, because these enemies also have the very fun capability of summoning allies. So you can have a very long time in battle dealing with this kind of thing. But Tia woke up quickly on her own this time. And there we go. All there is to see of that enemy, really. But they were the first to have a unique attack animation, so good for them. This is a weird one the first time. You see it over there? There's a weird little thing about there. Well, walk over here. Drop the pot down. That's all that is. You'll come back to it later from the other side. Feel better about yourself. Everyone calls you cool. Also, if you'll notice as you walk up, there's a little doorway over in that direction. That's because this is a secret. Go down here, and you get the light armor. Hooray for light armor! Yes. Light armor is lightweight but tough armor. Free magic. Unfreezes magic of all members of your party. So, basically good stuff. That said, let's move right along. And here we have a nice room full of monsters. All monsters we've already fought, so... group hugs for everyone. Everyone! One good thing about capsule monsters, they're immune to status effects. Making you pointless. Good old fools. So this room, actually, this staircase is the room, alternate room from the first place. The one with the door you have to flip the switch for. You can go down that way, but then you miss out on some treasure, so why bother? Come here, Bat. I want to hug you. Hugs! Embrace. Hugs. sax music would so be appropriate for this. But then again, yakety sax fits everything. It's kind of the whole point, isn't it? Over here we have a couple of healing pads, which is always nice. Also, a nice little place to level up if you feel you need it. And up here, we have Brave, temporary stat boosting item, and another miracle. Really, they're just drowning us in miracles. Managed to verify Brave. Increases gut. Maybe it's just... oh, wait, no, yeah. It's a permanent thing. It was just a battle buff. One of those things I saved till end game. Over here, we can head down, and this area is not how we continue, but it is very important. See over here? We have this little thing. We need to get that way. We've already guessed it. Fixed. There's also one other puzzle, but we have a new enemy we can hug. Crab! I once gave this guy like 5 rounds. It didn't do anything special. But they have high defense. That means something. They're not particularly dangerous or strong or notable. But look at its face, it looks so cute. And isn't cute really what matters? The answer, of course, is no. We'll hug that cobalt in a second, but first we have another puzzle. You see, over here, right here actually, is a switch. When we step on it, makes it so that a little bit north of us, there's a ladder. But we can't stay standing on it, especially not for how long it's going to take us to get back here. So we need to move this lovely little block into place. You can do this later on. There's an item that actually helps out immensely, but I don't really find it necessary. Not anymore. I used to. It's not particularly easy, but once you get that there, move this up, and ta-da! Lots of little bonus items in this place. Hooray! So, one last little hug. All the hugging here done, we can go back up. The changes we've made to this room will remain. Which is nice. That is definitely worth its weight in gold. Now we just go through these nice little healing spots. You don't really need to, but they're there. Take a step down, and ta-da! This is the way we're going to be going to continue. But there's also a secret we can get over this way, so I want to do that first. Also, this is the first time we get to use pillars as something to walk across, which is kind of cool, isn't it? But over here, you might think they give you 4 because you need to be able to get back to the other side. That's partially true. But, secret passage, and a witch ring. Witch rings increase your magic abilities. And since she's our witch, ups her intelligence and ups her magic resist. It does lower her defense and agility, but so slightly. And Maxim will actually benefit more from the agility boost than she will. So, you'll also see no equipping. And, let's see, buckler yield is kind of fun. They both use small shields. So, now it's time to just continue back. And then up this way, and around. Huh, like me. We can get to another little secret item. It's kind of funny how quick this dungeon is if you're not going for all the items. Who would want to do that? Especially with the jet helm. Jet helm is extra spiffy. Because as you'll see, it increases our agility and our defense points. The helmet increases your agility and gives you sluggish, which reduces enemy speed. Definitely not a bad thing there. Thank you, Rock. Bombs. I should plant a few of you along the way as a tribute. Ah, Birdie and Barney are so the best characters for us in this game. Put that there, and going down. We only have a couple more rooms before we find that monster that got a key thrown in its face. Who throws a key? I mean, there are lots of things you can do when you're frightened of something, but throw a key at it? Come on. I don't think that he threw the key in fear. I think he and the monster are in cahoots. That's right. Cahoots. But that's okay. Alright, enough of that. We get another hug from Cobalt. One thing also I'd like to mention is feel free to use your magic like crazy in this dungeon. There's so many healing spots for it, both one in the halfway spot essentially and one right before the boss, that if you aren't using your MP, you're just shafting yourself. Also, there's something cool about magic I haven't yet shown you, pal, which I will show you all next battle we have, which will be a boss battle. See, this is... yeah, that's the way to the end. See, we're going low, raising the water, because right now there's a platform that's sort of split down the middle, and without water being raised up, it's just pointless. But rather than show you an incomplete passageway, we're just going to solve the puzzle, then go the puzzle being finding two switches to lower water level to raise it somewhere else. So difficult. Speaking of fighting insects, which I just did, that reminds me that Pokemon was actually based off of the concept of capturing insects by the creator who used to do so as a child, which is kind of interesting. What's also interesting is that Pokemon was originally going to be called Capsule Monsters, and yet these are Capsule Monsters. And that Lufia 2 came out in Japan over a full year before Pokemon did. Interesting, huh? I think so. So once again, if you come here before you've done that, the two pieces of this bridge are that way, and they don't work. So, I'm gonna heal there, heal there. Nice little save point. And it's time to get dangerous. As said, you can do everything else in this dungeon but that. As soon as you get to aaaand, I do it sometimes. I like sequence breaking. And there is our fearsome opponent. I'm a weapon stealer. Didn't you pick up the key a little kid threw at you? I'd like it back if you don't mind. It's mine now. I'll never let it go. Well, not really your choice. This is the Regal Goblin. He has a very weird helmet. Looks like he's holding a shield and a sword from a weird angle. It's a little bit of a weird sprite to me. Regardless, though, we have some nice little attacks that we can fire off on it, and you can try and go for a drowsy. If it works, it'll definitely give us a strong advantage. And it looks like it did. But we woke him up. No. Oops. You win some, you lose some. Oh, actually, I think I will just... no, because this... actually be more useful. Gonna raise Maxim's attack power by 50 to 42. Enabling him to do a whole lot more damage. Which is useful because he can call companions. Usually, for me at least, he tends to summon mage companions, which are really not worth focusing on, because he'll just keep summoning them and summoning them and summoning them. But when he summons the physical mooks, I like to take them out. And Fumi agrees with me. They, however, they don't seem to do enough damage for me to ever care. But, let's see. Let's wait to show that off until he calls companions again. He usually ends up with like 3 by the time I'm done killing him. They can cast Spark just as well as Tia can, but, well, not as well. As you can see, they did 16 to max him, who has 100 health. But, now I'll show you one way if you do want to take them out, which might be advisable depending on if you don't have all the items that I have, or the levels. You can use Spark, not on everyone by using RRL, but just on the Goblin Mage, just by selecting it. It still does less damage than on just one, but it does more damage than if I were to, say, get it on all 3. Why would you do that? You do more damage to him with your magic, who cares? Goblins aren't really well known for being the sharpest sheds in the tool. Just give him another strength boost. Strength buffs weaken every time you use them in this game. wasn't all that impressive. So usually I don't really use strength buffs repeatedly. It's generally better just to mix up the buffs on the character. But as you can see, sometimes it actually does start to get useful to start weakening his followers a bit. But I generally don't tend to waste Tia's multi-spells on hitting him, because he has so much health, it's really not going to affect him very much. And Max himself heals are plenty good enough to make up for the fact that Tia is doing our magical damage in this fight. Poor Fumi only has about 84 health, so I don't think he'll be able to survive this fight for much longer if things keep focusing on him. But that's fine. He only gains experience when he survives a battle, but it's not really all that important that he survives every single battle. This time I'm doing this because both of them have low health, and Tia is much better at healing due to the whole better magic. This is the first boss battle that ever had a tendency to kill me. Since I got all the items in this dungeon, it has no chance. But theoretically, I think it would otherwise. And it killed poor Films. But that's fine because they are almost dead. I don't remember how much health he has, but it's not nearly as much as I've been doing to him. And that should lower the damage I'm taking. At least minimally. But whenever he calls companions, he still gets 2 turns, which is kind of cheap. But, oh well. Because now he's dead. I'm willing to finish off 2 of his moves. That's an interesting thing in this game. You can leave the moves for last, or you can just keep fighting them off and letting them be resummoned. Depends on what you want to do. If you want to gain health or other experience, you keep killing the mooks. The amount of experience from the mooks that we killed off. Not to level up Max him and Tia too. Poor Fooms would like that. And now we have gotten the shrine key. Let's check out the shrine key. The key to the North Shrine in Elun's Kingdom. So definitely not a bad item. Let's see, do we still have escapes sitting around? Nope. That's fine. So, at this point, I'm going to make my way out of this little dungeon here, and you will catch me on the flip side when I'm going back to see if Tandal's learned his lesson. You'll see me after that. Like a moron, I just realized that I forgot this little section. A little bit south of there is here. There are 3 chests and some kobolds, and I think there's a moth down there, and there's a crab. So you should talk to one of the chests. Spikes that are up go down, mostly, and get a high magic, a high potion. High magic is heal your magic higher, by the way, and a power brace, which would have made Tia even stronger, because I always tend to give the power brace to her since it just suits. The power brace increases intelligence, and protects you from magic attacks by increasing your magic resist. So, probably a better idea to give to Max before that boss battle. Oh well. We can just hug these people here on our way out. And we're getting quite a sizable amount of gold too, so I think next video we'll be able to do something special to Fooms. Because if you think Pokemon evolve, you haven't seen a capsule monster evolve. They do it more times, they do it more impressively. You'll just have to find out. But with that done, we truly are done with everything else in the dungeon. So